Hey everybody, it's Tyler Austin. Thank you so much for watching. So the great sling debate, 2-point versus single point, what are the pros and cons, which one is better and all of that. People will make super long videos on this topic, but I'm going to make this super concise and super simple for you. So a 2-point sling, what do they do well, what do they don't do so well? So when it comes to carrying and actually patrolling with the rifle, they are great simply because they just support the rifle really well. It's generally, if you have a good sling, comfortable to carry the rifle, especially for longer periods of time with a 2-point sling. When it comes to slinging and retention, so in the event that you need to sling the rifle, especially if you need to sling it and have the rifle really well retained onto your body, whether that's because you need to go like hands-on with somebody or you need to get over an obstacle, whatever, you need to have that rifle slung to you but also really well retained pretty tight onto your body so it's not flopping around everywhere. 2-point slings also do a very good job at that. They do a really good job at slinging and retention. However, they're not so great to fight in. No matter how you like to run a 2-point sling, there's a billion different ways people like to run 2-point slings. Whether that's with the front attachment up closer to the front of the barrel or closer to the receiver, with the rear attachment, whether they like it on the same side or how CAD Works likes to teach it on the opposite side. Again, no matter how you like to run the 2-point sling, it's always going to be in your way, even if you swim out of it and just have it wrapped around your neck. That, especially that front connection, is always still going to be in your way when you're doing manipulations and all that. And it's also just going to be a bit of a snag risk as well for that sling to catch up and hook up on something or whatever. So although you can absolutely fight in a 2-point sling, obviously lots of people do and lots of people will continue to do so, they're generally not as good to fight in, at least as compared to a 1-point sling. Again, simply because you're just going to be in your way, again, no matter how you like to run it. And they're also going to be a little bit more restrictive in your movements, especially when you're like trying to transition shoulders and stuff like that. Moving on to single-point slings. So a single-point sling, not so great for carrying and patrolling, especially for longer periods of time. They just simply don't support the way the rifle as well and all that. Not so great for when you need to sling and retain the rifle. They're fine if you just need to sling it real quick. For example, like if you're doing like to a pistol transition, they work just fine for that when you just quickly need to sling the rifle. However, if you need to keep it retained, especially really close to your body, again, because you need to go like hands-on with somebody or fast rope or climb over an obstacle, whatever, they definitely don't do that very well, because again, with a single-point sling, that front end of that rifle is not really tied down, so it's kind of free to flop around everywhere. However, single-point slings are really great to fight in because they are just out of your way. There's no front attachment here to get in your way, so you don't have a sling that you're dealing with when you're trying to do manipulations like reloads and all that. They're not restrictive, so transitioning shoulders, the sling isn't tying you up and getting and causing issues. So they're really great to fight in. So it's basically just a give and take. Again, single-point slings, awesome to fight in, but when it comes to slinging and retaining and patrolling, carrying the rifle, not so great. 2-point slings, really great to carry the rifle and really great when you have to sling the rifle, not so great when you have to fight in it. Which one you choose, the funny thing about this question is you really don't need to choose. There are a lot of great single-point to 2-point conversions out there, like this Magpul MS3. I love this thing. It's great. It works really well, really sturdy, really durable. There are a lot of other great ones out on the market as well. The SOE gear, Special Operations Equipment, 2-point bungee sling is also really good, especially if you are into the bungee style slings. But there are just a lot of great 2-point to single-point conversion slings, so you can have basically best of both worlds, and there's really no compromise to one. So when you need to carry the rifle, patrol with it, whatever, you can go with the 2-point, just have a 2-point. When things start to get pretty heated, you can go right to single point and have the benefits of the single point sling. Now if you have like a specialty kind of deal, so like for example, like a long range precision rifle, you'll probably just go with a 2-point sling with that, simply because of the nature of the rifle. If you're running a really short gun like an MP7 or something like that, you're probably not going to be putting a 2-point sling on that, so you're probably going to be running a 1-point sling. So you might just go dedicated one or the other for specialty guns like that. But for a general purpose fighting rifle, a 2-point to 1-point conversion sling I think is the way to go, because again, you can just have best of both worlds. I really like this MS3 sling by Magpul. It works really well. It's not super expensive like some of the other slings that are coming out on this market. They're like well over $100, which I think is kind of crazy for a sling. But regardless, not terribly expensive, works really well. Wish they made it a little bit shorter for short bastards like me. Don't be 5'2", but regardless, that's what I recommend for a general purpose sling. Well, I hope you found this video informative and helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, follow, depending on where you're watching this. I'm Tyler Austin. Thank you so much for watching.